Alright, so I'm here for a tutorial on how to do the EvoTech Performance Radiator guards on the 2020 Streetfighter V4. I've heard a lot of people had issues installing this thing. It took them a long time, so this is a first take, and I'm not going to hide anything. So if it takes me a while, then it takes me a while. And then I'll lose my Ducati Technician card. But let's hope not. So here we go. First you're gonna want to take off the wings. Then you're gonna want to take off the, here, I'll bring you guys over here. You want to take off the wings, take off these guards here, or covers. Then we're gonna get in here and take off this radiator shroud, basically. So these I think are a 5mm Allen. These are also a 5mm Allen, maybe 4 or 5. I'll let you know in a minute. So I'm gonna get that going. I'll probably just speed it up to get that a little quicker. So here we go. So I forgot to mention, and don't mind the sweatiness, it's pretty hot out today, it's like 90 degrees. There's these little panels right here on the side. They sit like right here. You have to take these off too. There's gonna be a couple of hoses on each side. The right side has one hose, this side has two. They're just gonna fit in those little slots there. You just pull them out. It's pretty easy. Now, set this down, and I'll start taking off this piece here. So, looks like these separate. Looks like this is one whole piece, so should just be able to get a couple bolts. I'm gonna reference the instructions. Alright, so there's a bolt here and a bolt here. We got 2 bolts. And let's see what else. Alright, I lied, it's not just a few pieces. I have to pull off this piece up here for the battery cover. So it's just 3 or 4mm bolts. 4 3mm bolts on each side. Then I think I'm gonna take the side fairing pieces off, so this is gonna be a little more extensive than I was thinking, but hey, whatever. So once you get those bolts out, there's just 2 Velcro pieces, one in here and one there. Just pop up, very easy. Takes a little bit of force, but not too much. I'll remove that, put it in a safe spot. There seems to be a hidden bolt. It's like it's right over here. So the bolt I think it's talking about is, put my phone down, right there. And it says there's one on each side. So just a heads up. So I'll take that out. I think it's gonna be a 4mm, or is this, no, it's a 4mm, hold on. Torx head. Give me a moment. So we have a T25 Torx head bolt. Torx heads are the star ones. Let's see. Focus camera. Not really focusing, but it's star shaped. So you can kind of see. You can get an idea looking at the bolt. So I'm gonna pop that out. And it's a good idea to, when you take a piece of plastic off the bike, fairings, whatever you want to call these structural plastic pieces, when you're done with the piece, when you get it actually off the motorcycle, you should put all the bolts that you took off in the spots that they go. That way you can always remember where they are, how they go back on, and there's not any struggles or extra bolts laying around when you're done with the job. Mechanics don't always do that because it takes time. We usually just have worked on a bike so many times we know kind of where everything goes already. The first couple times around, obviously you do, just to be safe. It really sucks to lose a bolt and then make the customer wait because you have to buy a new bolt or find one. Looks like the other side is the exact same, so I won't really bore you guys with those details. If anything is different, I will show you. Let's see if I can break this. This is a tricky one. Give me a sec. Kind of a cool trick. If you're like me and a scrub and at home you don't have a lot of handy tools like an extension for this or a longer Allen head, what you do is put the Allen key where you want it and to get a little extra leverage, put a wrench on it like this. Obviously make sure you're going lefty-loosey, so you don't want to crank on it to the right and break it. And it gives you that leverage to break the bolt loose when you don't have enough leverage on the Allen key. Alright, so that piece is pretty easy. All you do is, hold on, let me put it down. So this is the inside cover, alright? Just sits right in there, okay? It's right on the inside of the fork. Just turn your bars to the left and you should be able to gain access. And then the actual fairing, there's no actual bolts except for what's on that little cover right up there, that bolt too. It's actually just two pieces of Velcro, a rubber grommet, and another rubber grommet, and that's how it sits in there. Oh, sorry, 3 pieces of Velcro, one right there. So you just kind of, once you get all the bolts out, you just kind of pull back lightly, and it should come loose. All right, again, excuse the sweatiness. I'm positive that bolt can actually come out. It's not coming out for me, so I'm leaving it in there. So this piece is just kind of hanging. So I'm not dealing with it. It's gonna take too much time, so whatever. Just heads up. You can probably take it out, but my bike's being a pain in the ass, so I'm not doing it. All right, on to the other side. Just a heads up, EvoTech's instructions, the pictures are awful. Just look at that. You can't even see it. I mean, the camera might be able to see it, but They're real bad. I'll take a screenshot and put it in the video. This is, like, come on guys. It's digital, they can do it in color. This is literally a drawing. Like someone drew this. Or they spent a hell of a lot of time and money to make this look illegible. Whatever, just heads up. Alright, I'll show you guys this one. So this one took me a little while to figure out because, again, the instruction here, just let me see if I can get a better idea. Like, these instructions are fucking awful. Okay, so this is the one I was looking at, number 29. That's depicting the bolt right there for the, looks like the fan. So just heads up, that's a secret little bolt there. I'm taking that out now. Grab an Allen. Alright, and then there is, God, I'm sorry you guys had to look at me. I don't know why I brought it forward. See that 8mm bolt? Right there in the oil cooler. So we're gonna have to take that off, which I think will disconnect this whole front piece up here. I think. Don't hold me to it. But yeah, that's gonna be fun to get out, so. Yay! Please, whatever you do, have an 8mm, because I don't at home, and so I'm using a 5/16. Don't do that. Another tech tip, get a magnet, like a telescoping magnet, makes things easy. Yo! Alright, this GoPro battery only has 50%, but whatever, the other one's still charging. But, so, while I was waiting for the battery to charge a little bit more, all I did was put in these little rubber grommets and the radiator guard. So I don't really think I need to film that. And for the oil cooler cover too. Basically, the longer part goes towards the back, and you got a little hexagon-shaped rubber piece that goes on the top, and there's a little circle. I guess I can show you. Little circles there. Shit, where is it? There it is. A little circle there. That's where you're supposed to put these. So, put that back in, and we'll continue tearing apart my brand new bike. Now we're on this side. I'm gonna remove that same bolt that was on the other side for the oil cooler. That guy. So, I'm gonna have fun with that. Quick tidbit. Not really, I guess, but there's a little hose, right? Strap right here that you just, my fingers would work. Pull and it's loose. There you go. Alright guys, again, alright, I'm sorry, I'm like whipping you all around. So, at the bottom here, there's a nub that fits into a rubber grommet. And there's another up top here, and right here. You're gonna wanna pull those out, because I think that's all that's holding this thing in. Yeah, so be careful, you know, it is plastic, so you don't wanna break it. I don't think it will, but just, you know, proceed with caution. There's a zip tie right here for the clutch hose. So it just goes around the little hose. They just cut that off. The zip tie, not the hose. Cut the zip tie. There's another hose strap right there. And the radiator's not gonna fall, don't worry. It just doesn't have a hose on this right hand side here. So it is gonna hang a little bit, but it's fine. You don't have to worry about that. Alright, so I know I said this was going to be all one take, but I took a break because I was getting frustrated. Whatever you do, please do not remove this, the radiator shroud plastic piece. Just do not. Just when you remove it, just lay it out like this. I made the stupid mistake of removing it, and now I got a couple more dents in my radiator because it's a pain in the cock to get back in. So just whatever you do, when you loosen it and pull it off the radiators, just lay it flat like this so you don't have to deal with taking it out. Should be more than enough room to get the covers in there, and that's what I'm going to do now. So yeah, let's do that. So with these, they just slide kind of right into place. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. Kind of hard to see with this in the way, but they just slide right in front of the radiator. There's nothing holding them on. All that's going to hold them on is the radiator shroud when I put it back. So I'm sure this will be kind of a pain in the ass to keep on the radiator until I get the shroud back in place. It seems to be a little tight fitting too. So there we go. Press that on. Sweet. Now for the oil cooler guard. And I also have an Allen key holding the radiator in place. It just makes it easier. So it kept falling. So I just slid one in there into one of the lower mounts right there. You don't have to do it if you have like a second person with you or whatever. They can just hold it out of your way, but I don't, so I use that instead. Alright, so now I'm going back together. I got them in. It is quite the bitch to get together. And so yeah, it's gonna be fun. But this will just all be a time lapse because I'm getting very lazy. So, yeah. pretty much it. Here's like a battery cover, but I'm gonna call it, since I'm basically done. Let's show you what they look like. So, bars here a bit. These are the EvoTech Performance Radiator guides. I wouldn't say they were too much of a pain in the ass. It took me about, not including the brakes, maybe a little over 2 hours, 2.5 hours. There's just a lot to do, and if I had the tools at work, the tools that I use at work, then would have went a little faster. But also, if I didn't remove this plastic piece, the bearing shroud or the radiator shroud, I would have went a lot quicker too. But you know, I think it went pretty smoothly, and I don't have to worry about getting a rock to the radiator. So there you guys have it. That's your tutorial on the EvoTech Performance Radiator guards. I'll post or I'll write on the video what tools I used and what tools you'll need, just to make it a little easier. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully this makes your job a little easier doing this. It is a bit of a pain, but just kind of keep going and keep trucking through it, and you'll be good. All right, guys. Peace.